What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another installment of Untitled Nerd Talk, episode 2. We are excited to have you. We're excited that you decided to spend your time with us today. You see the title, you see the names, same faces, same programs. We up on the channel. We putting it up live. Right now, you see our handles. Rio's handle, Twitter below, my handle, IG below. If you got topics you want us to discuss, hit us up, DM us, let us know. We're open for it, and we will discuss them right here on the channel. If you want to go start streaming, hey, we might start streaming. If you want to go to Twitch, hey, we can start doing Twitch. If you want us to go live on YouTube, we can do that too. So everything's wide open here for you guys. This is a show for the people, by the people, created by the people. We are for the people, all that stuff. And just keep below. I'm your host, Andre Douglas. And sitting across from me is your host, Rio G.
What's up with it, everybody?
Yes. What's BITW? I forgot to ask you that.
Best in the world. Keep up with the acronyms, man. What's going on? What's really going on, man? Keep up with the acronyms.
Oh man.
Keep up with it. It's not that difficult. BITW. Yes, sir. But yes, welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Rio G. Welcome to Untitled Nerd Talk. Let me talk about a little bit of everything. So,
change my name.
The big bad booty daddy. It's still there, huh?
It's still there. There you go.
Freakzilla. The big bad booty daddy and Freakzilla ride again. Oh man, it's good to laugh.
The genetic freak. All right, so we appreciate you guys liking the last video. If you didn't see the first episode, go back to the first episode. We talked about DC fandom, what we like from DC fandom, where they can go, how it made us feel, and we had the trailers up for that for like Batman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman. We covered it all. So
all of it.
If you want to watch it, just go back to episode 1. It's right there. And then Rio, we try to make Rio go viral about his.
We actually only covered
Superman.
half of it. Coming up the weekend of September 12th, that Saturday, is part 2 of DC fandom. This one is more comic book based and TV heavy. Okay. Not so much Hollywood with the movies and everything. So we will be covering and reviewing that one. That will be happening the week after next. So
I love content. More content. See that? More content.
I love
all the more reason to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. This channel is holding a raffle for the first 50 subscribers. So all those 50 names will be put in a pot, stirred up, and that person who wins gets a $50 Visa gift card for nothing but just supporting us in the journey. There's more vlogs. There's different series. This is an all-encompassing channel. So if you want different vibes, we do that as well. So so let's get into it, man. First of all, man, how was your week, bro? What's going on with you? How's your mental?
Week was, what else is new for 2020? Week has been, it was a little bit heavier this week for obvious reasons. We lost one of our kings, a few kings actually this week. But one especially for what we talk about right now, not that one life is above another, but we lost Chadwick Boseman this week. Lost our king. We lost the Black Panther. It was really heavy because it was all of a sudden, and so that was, it's been on my mind. It's been on my mind a lot. It's kind of heavy. I actually, I don't cry much. As you mature through your years, you kind of see a lot. You get used to certain things, and we all know this ride. We all got to get off this ride sometimes, man. But that one kind of hit me because it was so surprising. He meant a lot to this community, not just a nerd community, not just for the Black Panther. I'm talking about for everything that he was done outside when the cameras wasn't rolling, just at the age of 43, I believe. So he was a good man, and we should honor him by just being good men, good black men. Yes, sir.
Man, so I didn't even. So we had came home. Me and my wife just laying down. She on her dirt rags, TMZ, all that other stuff.
Hmm.
I get on Facebook, and the first post I see is like, "Oh man, 2020 took another one out," and I'm like, "Hey, who they get this time?" My wife hit me, like, "Yo, check this out. Show me TMZ," and I'm like, "Nah, that's not
That can't be accurate.
that. That ain't right, bro." And then then it all just started flooding in, and everybody's
Yeah,
recording, and everybody's like, "Oh,
yeah.
it's the same thing with Kobe, bro. Like, it's
Didn't believe that one.
it's real, and that's like." And then when they said the cancer, and he's had it for 4 years, and then the videos had to have surface of him being super
Yeah.
skinny, it all made sense after that. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like, and then my boy called me. He was like, "Did you see this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bro, this is nuts." And then
Yeah.
my wife brought up, she was like, "What we gonna tell Drew?" My youngest son,
Mm.
I mean, he adores Black Panther. Like many kids, not even just black kids, many kids around the globe, millions of kids around the globe
Yeah.
support Black Panther.
And it's not even just kids too. It's what the Black Panther brought to it was a form of unity, and the Black Panther for us when I went to go see Black Panther, and when it was all starting, it was I looked at it as another comic book movie. I was happy to see some
Right.
Black King in there, but
Representation.
I didn't understand
It was a
the
moment, bro.
I didn't get that until I went to it and how much of a moment that it was because it what that film did that no other film did, even with what happened in Endgame, was bring everyone together. See, with Endgame, it was a love letter to the Marvel universe, which that's another whole nother story. But what Black Panther did, that was something different. I mean, like we felt proud as black people. We were so happy to have some sort of an African king having that kind of representation on screen. That mean it really made you feel proud to be black. And I've always been proud to be a black man. I would never trade it for anything. But I feel like the world got it that time. I feel like everyone got it that time. So like
Yeah.
I
It was a moment. I
yeah.
mean, everybody taking pictures. Remember the Mbaku challenge? Like they was like,
Ah!
"I came from the mountains." Like it was a moment, bro.
Yeah,
Like
yes, sir.
had to be the highest grossing movie, billions of dollars received
Yeah.
internationally.
Uh,
Like I mean, it was definitely a moment in time,
it was. It
and
was.
it had a great message. To had that conversation between African Americans and Africans. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is our land, but should we, help the other land? Like, are we all one person?
It
Like they made a legit backing for the villain, like his
very
ideas, like
and you can't fault him. You can't fault the villain. And I'm not even gonna call him a villain. You can't fault uh Killmonger for his
anti-hero,
thinking because I believe we're all thinking. Well, I know I'm thinking that way. Like I mean
right?
you have all of these resources. You have your brothers and sisters all over the
Yep.
world
Suffering. You sit back and
suffering,
watch
and you
it.
sit back and you eating good. I mean, it's the militant mindset was a little bit heavy, but like as the
It was a bit. I mean,
hashtag says, Killmonger was right.
it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful moment. Like just to keep having those conversations. I love movies that create conversations within the community.
Hmm.
Just like for a young man just yearning to be accepted into a community that he's been, detached from. I think we all have that feeling of, wanting to know where our roots are, not
Yeah,
knowing where our roots are and where we come from, and just wanting that to, just wanting that. It was a great thing. It was a
yeah,
great thing. It was a great moment in time. And he portrayed that character lights out. I couldn't imagine anybody else being the Black Panther. And I mean, just his overall arc. I know this is a nerd show or
yeah,
comic show, but everything like 42, his comes in like 21 Bridges, everything.
yeah.
James Brown, like his body of work is impeccable. And,
Who
and
he
I
played
feel It's crazy.
Thurgood Marshall.
Dirk, I haven't even seen that one yet, but
I
now
haven't seen it either, but
we about to get on that.
yeah,
I mean,
definitely. I'm a
about to
watch
get
it.
on that.
I
But
mean, Jackie Robinson, like you said, 42. Thurgood Marshall.
you know,
He left a mark. He worked hard, kept your head down, kept pushing, worked hard. It just was a fantastic role model. Didn't I mean? I know we say these things about these people, but like it really does feel like something was taken away from us that we just really idolize, and I'm hurt. I'm hurt by this one. I'm hurt by this one.
yeah, and like you were saying before, like it just what you take from it is this man, like you said, we all on this ride, and we all know we're gonna get off sooner or later.
Hmm.
But as he progressed, he know his ride was coming to an end soon. But he
Yeah,
still never wavered. He was a good human being. He was a great man. He was a great mentor. Nobody has no bad words or ill things to say about him, and it just
uh,
speaks to you just being a kind person throughout your walk of life. It
yeah.
just, it gives you a sense of humility. Like, what do you really have to complain about? Like, yes, our clock is ticking, but you don't know the time. That man knew his time was coming up,
Hmm.
and he still did it with humility. People was roasting him online for being skinny,
I remember that.
and he never said anything. He didn't
That
come
one
up with
thing.
no publicists, no leaks, no nothing. People respected him enough to keep his personal business private.
Yeah.
That says something about the man and the people that he keeps around him. So I feel like we should honor that man as we are right now, and
In the correct way.
always remember him. And I think Marvel did a great job of buying up that block on ABC, showing Black Panther commercial free. They put together a quick little tribute to him, but I feel like more tribute should be pouring in throughout the year.
Yeah, I heard on the radio this morning. I don't know how far they're going to get into it, but in his home state, I believe South Carolina, they
So
were. You saw that when they were discussing about taking down one of the Confederate statues and putting up a statue of Chadwick. I don't know if it just be of Chadwick Boseman or the Black Panther himself. But it's a good move in the right direction, no matter which one. There's no wrong answer in that one.
yeah, I mean, and he has so much more to give, but it's kind of hard to talk about because, like you said, I'm not an emotional person.
Yeah.
I'm actually emotionally voided. I'm going to therapy for that.
Mhm.
But but
Go to therapy. It helps.
that whole morning, like I go to work early in the morning on the weekend, so that Saturday, I didn't want to leave. I was putting on my clothes and I was just looking at my youngest son sleep. Like, you gonna wake up tomorrow and your favorite
Your
man,
hero gonna be gone.
man who plays your favorite superhero is gonna be gone. Like, do we tell you? Like, he's only 3. Like, do we have this conversation? Do you understand? And so me and my wife made the decision not to tell him.
Okay.
He watches it almost every day.
He does. I remember you speaking about that.
Like,
He watched.
and I don't want that to be a sad thing for him. Like, I don't want him to put on a movie and think of death and sadness. I still want that movie to bring him joy.
You don't want to. Yeah,
Hope.
I mean that's a good conversation to have. So you don't want. I understand there's a set of realness that you do have to have for your kids, but not at 3 years old. You don't have to break that proverbial bubble, bust it right then and there. I mean, if you still have something right then and there, but that you can preserve for him, that's bringing him that much joy. Preserve it as long as you can. The world's gonna ruin everything else. So
Yeah,
so
preserve it as long as possible.
preserve it as long as possible.
Yeah, we told our older son. She told our older son because he's a YouTuber, he watches everything, so he's gonna come across it sooner or later.
Yeah.
You had to have that conversation with him before the world could tell him, and he understood. He's had some deaths in his that he had to unpack throughout his short 7 years of life. So he understood where Chadwick is. He's in heaven, in the stars, and things of that nature. But his first thing was like, man, I feel sad for his family, and I feel sad for all the kids around the world.
He said that.
He said that.
Mm.
Like, so, like I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Like, I couldn't look him in the face and tell him that. So,
I mean, that's telling me when I'm 7, Batman. That's telling me when I'm 7, the freak right here, freaking Tommy died or something like that. Was
yeah,
uh, I can't handle that.
yeah,
So like, it's I mean, You try to
We were
preserve.
talking earlier, bro. You know your kids. You know,
Yeah, you
you
do.
know what they can handle. You know, they'll surprise you sometimes, but like at 3, I feel like that was too young to tell them.
Way
But
too early.
you know, however everyone grieves this, just do it in a healthy way. You know, talk to somebody about it if this definitely impacted you. So we just want to, you know, say, you know, R.I.P. to Chadwick. The Black Panther will never die,
Rest in
um,
power.
and he did his thing while he was on this earth, and that's all anybody here can strive for.
I would like a painting of that scene where he was speaking to his father and how that neon kind of night background. I would like a painting with him back there where all the kings were
Bro, when I
running
get
their
my man
pieces.
cave, when I get my spot, like he's definitely on the wall. Like I got
Easy.
certain people on the wall,
He
definitely.
goes on the wall.
He definitely goes on the wall. Like him. Like it can be him and Black Panther split, but like him personally,
Yeah, he goes on the wall.
because that
He
I
goes
mean
on the
he's
wall.
the epitome of you never know what somebody's going through. Like you can look somebody dead in the eyes and figure out you got them, you know, dead to rights.
Yeah.
But you never know what people are going through, so you got to treat everybody with kindness and humility.
And treat yourself with kindness and humility too, man. You don't want to take your days for granted. Don't try your best. I know it's kind of a cliche where make every day your last day or something like that. But I mean, at least keep it in the back of your mind that it can possibly get worse, and you never know what somebody else is going through, like you said. So rest in power, sir. Rest in
Like
power.
I used to hate that phrase. You know, I used to hate that.
Which
Like
one?
man, it could be worse.
You can.
I used to hate
I
that.
hate it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hate that.
Like you don't know what the hell I'm going through.
You don't
Shush.
know what I'm going through. It could be worse. All right, so you know, let's make a soft pivot
Okay.
because now, you know, a lot of people are having a conversation about Black Panther too, and one of the writers was on. She was on First Take,
Mm.
and she was talking about they were supposed to be shooting this summer as early as the beginning of this year.
Yeah, it's boarded for what is this 2020, 2022? Um
They were supposed to be shooting, so now like the pandemic hit, so they didn't like. There's no footage for Black Panther 2 being shot, so they can literally take it whatever
mhm.
way that they want to. You know, there are not protests, but like what's the little thing people sign petitions and stuff.
Petitions. Yeah.
You know, there's resurrect Michael B. Jordan and make him Black Panther. You know, you can create a storyline for that. So what like so if you had to do Black Panther 2, how would you do it? Which way would you go? How would you piece it together? Would you completely cast a new person?
No. See
Do not make the movie?
you make the movie. What you do is, and there's a really interesting position that they have with Black Panthers because there are multiple Black Panthers. When, as you saw in the film, in the first Black Panther, when one Black Panther passes, another one has to step up. We saw in Civil War that an untimely Black Panther passed, and another one had to step up.
Mm-hmm.
You don't bring, as much as I really love Michael B. Jordan in that film, you don't bring back someone from the dead to take the mantle. It doesn't make sense to me. I understand why they want to do it because we all
Comics can do anything.
huh.
Say
Com-
comics.
One thing about comic, nobody stays dead, but I think nobody stays dead. But I think it really would be a disservice to that franchise. What I would do, I would like they did in the Black Panther movies. I would honor um, the passing of T'Challa. I will put T'Challa passing in the film because we need
That's how you
to.
got to start it off.
That's how you have to. You can't
Great
just say
celebration.
don't kill him in a while. Don't kill him off. He had a king's passing. It has to be honored in the same. We have to preserve him in the same way we're preserving Chadwick Boseman as you do with T'Challa and the Black Panther too. And then starts who will become the next Black Panther. I mean, there have been multiple Black Panthers. In the comments, Shiri is one. I think eventually, but I think it's a little bit too early for her. I I don't know how you would do it.
That's the first thing I thought of.
I don't want
Like,
to sit there and say I don't know, but like I really, I mean, what do
his
you do?
sister took the mantle in the comics, so
She
like,
does. I mean,
so like that would be a good pivot. That would be, I mean, she has to, take that weight on and stepping in her brother's shoes.
you know what? I take it back. You do that, but you don't open with that. You would treat Shiri. Shiri should be the next one up to challenge for that, but you don't immediately give it to her. She works her way for it, or the village or Wakanda itself doesn't want Shuri to do it yet, and she kind of has to Peter Parker her way there, kind of fight her way up there, fight the villain, whoever that may be, and proves that she does deserve to be the Black Panther. Kind of build the character. Don't just
You have to
give
prove it to herself first. That would make more sense.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
like I gotta step into my brother's shoes. I'm
Yeah.
not doing that, and everybody's like, you have to. Like, it's your birthright.
Mhm.
Like, it's your birthright to take over that mantle. And her and Angela Bassett trying to get her to sit in the throne, but she just won't do it. Because we definitely in a woman empowerment age, and a woman, especially Black woman empowerment age. So like, I can definitely see that step for her, just in creating a great story arc for her. Finally getting into that suit where, like, somebody's in trouble, her mom's in trouble. Like, last resort, she had to step into the suit, and you see her for the first time in the
Yeah.
full. In the
There's
full,
something there. I don't want them
you
to.
can do it.
Oh,
And Michael B. Jordan angle is intriguing too.
yeah.
Like, he's dead, right? But nobody stays dead. They could have put him in a chamber, or put him in those bed of beads like they did.
But you also got to remember,
Oh
like right
boy,
before he died, he did try to kill them all. So
he did. But let's
I don't
say
know if they really. But T'Challa's the only one who saw that. I think they
I
more
know.
so agreed to disagree right
Yeah,
before he passed. But the rest of Wakanda, the rest of the armies, they didn't see that. All they know is, especially Okoye, is that he killed, especially Okoye, he killed one of her homegirls. You
yeah,
killed
he
one of the
did.
soldiers.
He
Like
did.
it's, I mean, Michael B. Jordan, he left he left a lot of bad blood there.
But what if there's like a situation where, like that was one of Black Panther's wishes, or something like that, to either put his essence or something, to where like, this man has something to give to the world. Like, my brother felt like you had something to give to the world, so
Yeah,
he decided to keep you alive.
yeah.
And now he's obligated to honor the Black Panther. So now he's struggling with his evil side, and he's struggling with honoring the man that gave him a second chance at life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Totally agree, and you're actually dead on about that too. I mean, that's one of the things that they mentioned to his father right before, right when he got his abilities as the Black Panther back, and he has said, like, why didn't you just bring the child with you? We made
mhm.
all of these, things. He's like, you were
Yeah,
wrong for that. You were
yeah,
wrong
we
for
owe
leaving.
we owe you one.
Yeah, y'all. I mean, essentially, yes, we owe him. We owe him. We owe him a fighting chance, and that's what T'Challa saw. But
Mhm.
T'Challa was the only one who saw that.
Right. But you
So,
gotta honor it. If that's what he wanted, you
yeah,
gotta honor it.
yeah. I mean, there's something there. I think so. I think,
Like, I can see both of them. Like, I feel like Michael B. Jordan can thrive in this role as a new Black Panther. I think he'll be accepted as a new Black Panther,
mhm.
and because he's a loved actor as well. He's
He
adored.
is a loved actor, and it'd be kind of weird not to have him in. I know he was, but he was so good, and it'd be so. I just don't want
Yeah.
to see him in a one off like that.
Yeah, but I feel like the tug of war between, like, how he would, like, the only reason he's that way, to your point, is because he was left. He was left
Yes.
behind. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
like these people, like, they're going to be on a teetering of embracing him, but still remembering what he did.
Mhm.
And he's going to be like, they don't really mess with me, but I got to honor the man who gave me a second chance. And it's going to be like, I feel like just that heart pull back and forth, him
Yeah.
finally making the right choice towards the end of the movie to whoever the foe is.
It's
To
a
be
lot
like,
of heart. It's a lot of heart versus the right thing versus what your brain want to do.
and then you got one more option.
Okay.
M'Baku.
Oh, M'Baku. Yeah. That'd be an interesting pool. They really made M'Baku something that he really wasn't
He
in this
wasn't. He
film.
was nothing in the
Nah,
comic.
no, it really made him something. He was a villain of the Black Panther, but it did make him an ally. I would be really surprised. And I
And that's
mean,
the longest shot, but
it's
it.
a long shot, but he needs to be there. He
Yeah,
need,
I would put him in the. If I was in the Marvel room, I'll be like, "What
I,
about Winston Duke?" Like,
you have to weigh out all your options. You
yeah,
know, we want to honor Chadwick, and we also want to do what makes the most sense. And we have to start. I mean, I'm sure they have the script already written, several versions of the script, and now you have to go and revise
oh yeah, you
everything.
gotta scrap. You gotta scrap that
You
whole.
got to scrap
You gotta scrap
everything.
all of it. Yeah,
But I do think it should be. I think it should continue to go on, but I also think that it. I think Shuri would be the best option, but I don't think it should just be given to her. I think because her character really hasn't developed as much as it should have.
yeah, not in
Not in a role of a Black Panther kind of way. You
right.
understand what I was saying?
Right.
Not for
She's
a
a
leader.
scientist.
She's a scientist
Yeah,
who got some fire on her.
yeah, she's
She's the world's
stupid
smartest.
smart. That's an oxymoron, but stupid
It
smart.
is. It is. But I mean, she figured out how the hell what to do with Vision when she just met him.
Right,
Bruce Banner couldn't do that, so
right, right,
she figured out what to do. Like, why
right.
don't you just do this,
She
this, and this?
she
And then,
unparalyzed the man in the day.
yeah, I mean, she's wildly intelligent.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a
Oh
lot.
yeah, it would just take that introduction, and I feel like you can do that in a film, like introduction to her athletic side because she was down to scrap.
Oh, Chelsea, yeah, for sure.
My brother in trouble. I'm down to scrap, but she did have she did have weapons. She didn't like do hand to hand combat.
Yeah.
Okoye, Okoye, go
She's
from
like, no, she doesn't become. She doesn't take up the mantle of the Black Panther. She's always her role, as she said in that film, is to that throne. She's not trying to do nothing more, nothing less. She protects that throne, and that's it.
Yeah, that's true. That was a stretch because she has no bloodline. She's
So
not royalty. Like I feel like M'Baku is a stretch, but he's the royalty of his tribe. You know
of
what
his
I'm saying?
people, yeah.
Yeah. So and they kind of owe him. They kind of owe him one too.
They do owe him. They owe him a couple actually.
He's charismatic enough
Hmm.
to bring it off.
He was frontline at Endgame,
Yeah,
right next to Thor running.
he was in there.
He was in there.
So yeah, but like not a visual. So if they still using Storm in this next one, Beyonce.
That's a terrible idea. That's a terrible idea.
Terrible.
That I can't explain to you how terrible of an idea
That's a
that
terrible.
is.
But Beyonce being Storm, like that's a pretty picture with her and Michael B. Jordan. I mean aesthetically
Don't do that.
I
I got a problem with that.
mean we all got a problem with it.
I got a problem. I don't have a problem with Beyonce. I don't want the whole beehive coming at me. I don't have a problem with Beyonce.
She can't act. Let's be honest.
No, you know who will play a good Storm? Storm, the one we had. I can't think of the young lady name. She loves
You're
Storm.
talking about Holly Berry. That's all the
No,
Storm I know.
no,
The one from Apocalypse.
yes, I watched a couple interviews
Kind
with
of
her.
young though.
She was young for at that time, but yeah, it depends on what kind of Storm you want to do. If you want to do it like a little bit more established Storm, or if you want to do like I don't know what kind of Storm you want to do. It really does depend.
Somebody posted some girl that should be Storm, but I didn't know who she was. She was a little chocolate girl. She was cute, but I didn't know who she was.
Another, I saw online that another rumor was. I just remember rumors, take it with a grain of salt. Maybe we're just fan casting right here, but Yara Shahidi, the girl from Grownish, the girl that was on.
Skin for her, but
Yeah.
pull it off. I don't know if she can do an African accent.
Oh yeah, you do got to
She
do
might give up. She might give up like Halle Berry did halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
Man, Halle Berry was like, "Yes, we will do this," and then the movie says like, "Hey, y'all, let's go."
Like Coffee Kingston in 2010, man. You just,
Oh man,
just gotta
you
with the accent, man.
It's like I thought she was from Jamaica. Nah, man, from Nebraska.
He's from the Bronx. He's from Boston, actually. He's from Boston, but different kind of accent. But
it can go anyway. Like this,
it really can.
It would still go. It would still be a blockbuster. But I feel like you gotta start it off with a great tribute, like whether it's a funeral, a procession. Like you gotta have the whole Wakanda out there. Damn it! Like everybody got like that waterfall scene times 100. Like they all got to be in there getting it. Every tribe, every different tribe, just honoring and just saying a few words or whatever the African culture is for funerals. Definitely pay homage to that.
And there were multiple nationality, multiple different backgrounds.
Yep.
That was the beauty of that movie, and it was so beautiful. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
A lot of different tribes are represented in there.
It was.
Yeah, like I went back, bro. I've been consuming. Look, same thing with Kobe. I went back and consumed all his interviews.
I remember when I got
club interviews, all his serious interviews. I went through all his old interviews, bro, just to help myself grieve.
Yeah, when something I dive right in there. I don't try to avoid some stuff. I wanna remember them as I feel they will have like to be remembered.
All right, so let us know. You can hit us up. There's our tags on the bottom. Let us know how you feel, or you can write in the comments below this video on YouTube. Let us know, how do you feel the next Black Panther 2 should go? Like, who should take over the mantle? Do you think Siri? Do you think M'Baku? Michael B. Jordan? Okoye? Or a new actor?
A new one.
I feel like a new actor would get destroyed in this world. Like,
you can't do that.
I feel like
that's an option, but you.
I feel like if they picked up somebody new, even somebody we didn't know, they would get destroyed.
You can't do that.
This.
You can't do that.
You got to get somebody with the shoulders for it. Like, you just can't get somebody new.
Nah, you can't do that. That's not fair to them. That's not fair to Chadwick. Ryan Coogler, actually, he's such a genius at what he does too, and I have faith in him. I know he'll do it right, but I am curious. I would like to sit in the room to actually figure out. Like, I want to know what they're coming up with, because like you have options, but they're so scarce.
Yeah,
young man.
Man that was beloved through the world. The world, bro. Africa, world, all over the world. Like, I remember in the interview, he was saying, like, when they premiered it in China, like, they were showing up in their native garb. Like, the things, like, it didn't have nothing to do with Black Panther. They just wanted their representation. It was a movie of representation. You know what I'm saying? Like, they showed in their stuff.
It was a movie of representation. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was different from any other. It wasn't just a comic book film. It was something more that even I at the time had missed. And exactly what I mean, my mama went to see this, and it's where my mama went to the movies first of all.
Right.
It was beautiful, man. It was a beautiful film. It was perfect.
Yep. So RIP to the king, man. He is definitely a king. He's a king in all of our hearts and our memories. And we try to do everything to honor him. And I mean, he was a legend in the Marvel universe, and his time was cut short.
Yeah.
So, all right. So from there, man. Oh yeah,
You got one.
I don't know where my kids' stuff is, bro. They got all the stuff, man. Man, it's just another mask around here.
It's all over here. It's all
they got it all. I don't even know how this thing.
I was actually going to put on a shirt, but I couldn't find it. So
they got it all, bro.
Sad,
Marvel take all my money. All right, so Throw some prayer hands in the comments below for the fallen king.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do a pivot, bro. Like so in news today, I hit you up. I was like, this new Mutants movie that's coming out. Like, I'm hearing people roast it, and it ain't even came out yet.
It's
So
out.
I went to the professional, and I asked you, bro, like, is
Yep.
this Mutants movie really look that bad?
No.
Okay. The only
From
thing I know is the girl from Game of Thrones is in it.
who? Maisie Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. How old was she when this movie was first filmed? Well, she's probably like 5 years older now. Who knows? The thing is, no. I there the New Mutants were in a weird transition with how they were placed. When the New Mutants originally was debut, well, the New Mutants are a bunch of kids who eventually become the new X-Men, and that's the new class of X-Men. But right now, they're in this film. They're in a psych ward because of their abilities.
Mm.
Um, but as far as the film goes, I haven't seen the film. It actually opened in theaters, which I thought was a really bad move. Um, it actually opened in theaters this past Friday, and did about I saw somewhere it did $750, which was actually hilarious. The opening night. um,
I mean, they sell the movies for 15 cents, so
it was. I mean, if
it
you're
makes
selling
sense.
movies for 15 cents, $750 is $1 billion movie. But
15-cent movie, 19-cent popcorn, and
but
you
they're
leave.
they're not open. They're not open here. It's only like one showing. It's not so like with okay to kind of get back on track here. This movie has been cursed. I've written down a couple of release dates that this movie was
Movie
originally
has been cursed.
scheduled to come out with. See, it came out this past Friday on
Here it is. As of August 31st, the New Mutants have grossed 7.5
7.5
million
million. That's actually isn't that
US,
bad for
2.9 million in other territories, worldwide
yeah.
10.4, which is horrible.
But that's not their. That's not. It is their fault. I was gonna say it's not their fault, but it is their fault. This movie has been delayed 4 times. It was originally scheduled to come out April 13th, 2018. Then they moved it to February 22nd, 2019. Then to August 2nd, 2019, March 2020, and now excuse me, August 2020. Um, they moved the dates a few times. The first time was this movie was a horror flick. Like it was a hardcore horror flick at the beginning, and then they wanted to soften it up because they saw what they did with it and the success of it. But it is a horror movie.
Yeah,
Um,
they said it at the top. Like it's a horror,
it was a
it's a
hard
horror film in a superhero genre.
it was a hard R first, and it was a horror film. That was the setup point. I'm not a horror buff, but I actually thought the premise of that was kind of interesting, especially for an X-Men film.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I mean, for marketing purposes, I expect they didn't want to kind of go that route, so they went back and did some reshoots, and that's when the movie started to get dragged. Now reshoots happen all the time. It is very common. Like it's reshoots in our eyes from where we're sitting can sound like it would like everything's messed up, but reshoots does happen for the better. Um, so they had the reshoot issue, and then they had the release date issues. Like they were in confrontation of Deadpool 2, and then you had some in confrontation of some other Marvel films. Then you had them in
Right.
confrontation with Dark
Right.
Phoenix. So and officially got a release date for March, and obviously the Rona had happened, and so I mean they shut the whole world down. So they gave it a hard April 28th date, and they kept their word for the fourth time, and they put it in theaters, which I actually don't think was a good move, especially since this was the last film as a Fox acquisition. Like it was a Fox film. You
Right.
you have nothing to prove at this point. I would have just threw it on. I actually
So
don't
like
even
with
know
all
who
the
owns it.
reshoots and people taking it over
Yeah.
and doing like, don't you feel like it could be like a Justice League situation where it's disjointed or the vision wasn't carried throughout the whole movie?
We
It,
spoke
it
last.
had that potential.
That's what happened. We spoke last week about, especially with the Justice League thing. You have to let artists create art, and that's what happened. It was a Justice League kind of problem. The Justice League had a movie. Well, that was, I guess there was a little bit different with Zack Snyder because of his daughter had passing, but you they probably feel they could have gross more money, which they probably were right if you kind of did like a PG-13 and kind of reshoot some things. I understand that. I would have loved to see it as a hard R. I'm just curious. I don't like horror movies, but I would like to see how they're were building their universe. Um, but like in the middle of all this, you got to understand they Disney brought Fox, so they weren't going to sell. They weren't making anything post New Mutants to build out their future. So like what I would have done was I would have threw this boy on Hulu or Disney Plus for what 19.99.
Make it free like Mulan
Mulan not free. I think Mulan $30.
on Disney
Yeah,
Plus.
it's on Disney Plus, but you have to pay for it for $30.
Shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I think these movies need to be seen in theaters. Mulan needs to be seen in theaters. I I
I'm
assume that
so excited to see Mulan on Friday.
exactly. No, Mulan is on Disney Plus. I don't know if they do a theatrical release, but these movies need to be seen in theaters. They're shot with IMAX cameras.
Do I have to pay to see Mulan?
Yeah, I believe it's $30.
Mulan will cost $29.99 to watch in addition to the Disney Plus subscription fee, which is $6.99 per month.
There you have
69.
it.
Once purchased, Mulan will remain unlocked to watch on Disney Plus for as long as you remain a subscriber. Ain't that a B?
Ain't that a bitch? Yeah, it's ready right now. So if you want to watch, go ahead. Gotcha.
Gotcha, nigga.
Yeah, I mean, but that's also
Hey,
an insurance policy for Disney Plus. I mean, we share. I don't because I pay for it, but people share passwords all the time. So just imagine how much money that they're losing. I do want to know how much money that they did gain from watching Mulan.
they ain't
I
gonna
really
make no money. How much they get? It probably took $20, $30 million to make that movie. They ain't gonna make that up.
to make Mulan.
Yeah,
Hell no, it probably costs way more than that.
they ain't gonna make that money back. Just give it to
No,
the
no,
story.
no, no, they're not making that money back. I don't know if you could look up to see what the budget was for
I paid
Mulan.
$6.99 for my Disney Plus. Damn it, I want free Mulan.
Like, you want to include it, Mulan, not free. But I am curious at what the budget was for Mulan. Um, but to say that I don't think the new Mutants movie is trash.
$200 million.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Production budget of $200 million. It was
Yeah,
the most expensive film ever made by a female director.
even more than Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman was 175. There goes the Mummy, the Mummy Tomb or something, 145. The Great Wall, 150, and Wonder Woman. Hold on. Yeah, Wonder Woman, 1984, 175.
What?
Mulan, 200.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
I share the screen. I ain't lying.
no, I believe you. Yeah,
I,
I'm just really shocked. I was shocked by Wonder Woman though.
I ain't lying. That's what it say.
Yeah, I believe it. 200
They
million
gave that
dollar
movie
budget.
a 3.8 out of 10. Hell, listen, I know they got Mushu in it, but
He not in there.
you gotta give him some help.
He not in there.
I
Mushu
know.
not
That's
in
what I'm
there.
saying. I know they got Mushu in it. How
Yeah,
you gonna have Mulan without Mushu? But
yeah. You would have had a 5, man. At least a 5.
it would have been funny if they actually had Eddie Murphy in the movie as a person being Mushu.
That would have been funny.
That would have been funny.
That would have been funny. That
Like,
would have
who's
been
this
funny.
black man
That would have
in
been funny.
China?
That would have been funny.
Just
Yeah.
high trees like, come on, Mulan, you can do
Yeah. See. Oh man, it's they will never see that money back. It's not their
it.
fault. So I really want to know what they're gonna do with Black Panther. I know not Black Panther, Black Widow. I know that they want
They're
to
gonna
have.
hold on to that too.
I
Yeah,
don't think it's a good idea. I Disney they will lose money, but Disney ain't losing money. It's freaking Disney.
I'm gonna hold on to it. I ain't releasing that for
I'll
nothing.
I'll release it.
Why?
Why not? What do you have to lose?
My money.
You already lost $200 million.
Right. Why would I lose another $100 million?
People, when when that goes back to the theater, people are not going to see these movies. I mean,
So
coronavirus is tough.
listen, uh, other people will go to the movie theaters and go watch the movies. Okay.
You know,
They will go.
there's a camera. I can see you.
There's the beautifuls and there's the wonderfuls. The wonderfuls will go. The wonderfuls will fill up the seats, socially distance, eat their popcorn, and go watch Scarlett Johansson be Black Widow.
You're fantastic. You're a fantastic person. It's I don't think that you know what, I've been wrong before. That's my problem, trying to get people the benefit of the doubt.
I would wait. I will hold on, wait, drop it middle
I
of
know,
next year.
but
Everybody's understanding. Like I'm not. I don't expect no movies of any clout to go into the movie theaters.
mhm. Bill and
Like
Ted went in there. Tenant went in there. No, Tenant. I don't know if Tenant's going in there.
yeah, I think Tenet went in.
Did Tenant go in? I really want to see that.
Yeah.
What else?
And then like that's messing up the whole bootleg industry too. Like, my Fire Stick ain't gonna be updated as quickly.
What about my beautiful people?
Because they don't want to go.
They want to work.
They ain't getting COVID-19 for no movie.
No, I won't do that either.
Yeah, like I like if not knowing the numbers and all this other stuff, I would think I would hold on to these films.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't release them until I know like at least a third or half of the community is back in the movie theaters consuming movies. Like I'll see these numbers for all the other movies coming out and everything like that.
Okay.
And once I feel like at least a third of because it's only going to be a third of movie theaters filled if you think about it. Like every other seat or every two seats
That's
is going to be
that's
empty.
what I'm saying. But like even with that, I don't think you will get your money. And maybe it's just me. I don't think the following is as big to see Mulan as it is to see the Black Widow.
That's true, but I mean, people just saw movies just to see movies.
That's true.
Like if it's something to do, if you open on a week where ain't shit else in there, like I'll go see Mulan.
I won't.
I think they could have made, especially in the China market, they could have made that $200 million. Overseas, they definitely could have made
that. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, I forget about that.
They could have made their money. But this new Mutants movie, like I have heard nothing.
It just came out. I don't think nobody's seen it yet. As you can see, it only made $10 million.
Why?
And nobody seen it yet. That's why you heard shit. So like, that's the thing about it. Like, I think it's gonna be good. I don't think it's gonna be great. I think we'll go to the movies and actually see it as a decent movie, tops. But I don't believe that it will be something that you need to see again.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, that takes us to the next and the last part of our show, which is now that Marvel has acquired the X-Men and they get to do their own thing and do what they want with it. Mm-hmm. Now we go to the rankings. If you watch any variation of our podcast, of any shows throughout the years, everybody knows we love a good rank.
I love brackets. That's what things need ratings. I need to know how to properly.
We need rankings. We need some ranking mofos. I will rank some stuff. You understand me? So we got a list of all the X-Men movies. Some movies still pop out, some movies don't. So we are going to rank X-Men movies in our personal order. Well, Rio has his personal order, and I'll give my 2 cents. He's the where is it at? And did I use the?
Yeah.
Let me bring it up.
So we have, as in total of the Fox world, we have 13 movies, including New Mutants. I haven't seen New Mutants, but we just said that no one's seen New Mutants yet. So I have ranked the 12 X-Men films so far, from 12 being the
Here,
worst,
clutching my
one
pearls.
to one. What happened?
I'm sitting up here clutching my pearls. I
Martha.
declare.
Look like Martha.
All right, so yep, like you said, here are the films. We got X-Men released in 2000, followed by X2 in 2003, Last Stand '06, X-Men Origins Wolverine, first solo movie in 2009, First Class in 2011, The Wolverine in 2013,
Mm-hmm.
Days of Futures Past in 14, Deadpool in 16, Apocalypse later on in 16, Logan in 17, Deadpool 2 in 18, Dark Phoenix in 19, and New Mutants that just came out or later last month. So those are the movies. How do you rank them? We'll let you know how we rank them, how Rio ranks them. All right, bro. What is you want to go best to last or last to best?
We're gonna go number 12 would be the worst, and the first as the best.
All right, give me your worst. What is the worst X-Men film of the last 20 years?
What do you think is the worst X-Men film of the last 20 years? I'm just curious.
If I have to pick worst X-Men film, I would go with Dark Phoenix
As the worst X-Men film,
as the worst X-Men film.
I don't have that.
All right, what you got?
I have as number 12 as the worst X-Men film in the last 20 years as X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh, I like that movie. Really? Tell me why you ain't like it. Oh yeah, okay, I forgot about that stupid part. How you gonna make? Okay, never mind. You go ahead. It's all coming back to me now. But go ahead. You go ahead.
No, it never left me. I will never forgive what they did to Deadpool. I will never forgive them what they did to Gambit. You of all people, this should be number 17.
Yeah. Now if you think about it,
Yeah,
yeah, the whole making. Oh
it's,
man, making
it,
Sabretooth and Wolverine stepbrothers, bro.
they needed some sort of origin why they always going after each other, man.
Oh
It's something, but like
man.
this just wasn't a good movie at
Oh,
all.
I forgot all about that. Was the worst, and that was like
Yeah,
the first 10 minutes, and I was done after that.
yeah. Wolverine ages extremely slow because of his mutant thing. I don't know what the hell
I did
Sabretooth
like that
deal
part.
is.
That part was
I mean, but that's true though. Like he legit he could be
yeah,
I think he's over a century old. He's been in all the wars. Obviously he can't die,
right.
but that doesn't explain what the hell Sabretooth's deal is. Why are you still around? Uh, the whole they fixed the Deadpool problem. Everything was just wrong with
Yeah,
this
that
film.
Deadpool was horrible. I mean, yeah.
That
I mean,
movie,
Ryan Reynolds when he could talk, he was cool. But the whole shutting his mouth and making blades come out his hands and giving him laser vision, and they gave Deadpool laser vision.
that they, I mean, you even saw it at the end. They took Cyclops's abilities and
Yeah,
put it in a Deadpool. You saw Cyclops back there. You saw Emma Frost back
yeah.
there. I mean, it was some names. I mean, to really think
Some
about it,
names.
it
Yep.
was some names in this movie. Cyclops. I mean,
Got us happy
Cyclops,
for a Gambit movie, at least me, and then never
Gambit,
did.
uh, the Blob. Um, what Silver Fox.
Yeah.
It was some names in this movie, but yet you are number 12.
All
Uh,
right.
And I really shouldn't have to explain furthermore for what they did.
Yeah, there's a lot of holes in this movie. There's a lot of holes, and they
A lot
filled
of
them.
holes. It was
It was
Grand
like a,
Canyon.
it was like a flat girl's booty, and they tried to fix it flat, and it just didn't work. Just didn't work.
Flat didn't fix. So
All
no,
right,
number 12 is easily
number 12. All
that.
right, what's the second worst?
All right, at number 11, I have the Wolverine, X-Men Origins 2.
The
Not as
Wolverine,
the Wolverine.
like going to Japan. The Wolverine.
Yeah, in 3D. That I might add.
Okay, I fell asleep on this in the theater, so I can't even.
Well, enough said. So that you really missed nothing. So that was the whole point of the thing. I didn't care that they. I understand why he has the bone claws, but it's weird to see. It is comic book accurate. I don't care for it. He had to fight Silver Samurai, which is that version of Silver Samurai was a little extreme, kind of sweet to watch though, but like it was a little extreme.
It
It's
was
not,
kind of pointless,
it was nothing really memorable about this movie to me, so that's why I
other
put
than
it
the
at
ending.
number 11.
Other
Then
than
the
the
ending.
after credit was the only thing, when
What
he's in
was the after credit? Because I remember that,
he was in the airport and everybody stopped,
and he
and
met
then
with Charles,
yeah, Charles and Magneto walked up on him.
and that was for the beginning of
Yeah, that
Days
was
of
just
Future
set up for
Past.
Future Fast. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the only thing that I liked about that was the after credit. But yeah, all the secondary characters were whack. Villain was whack. I mean, the girl he banged out was whack. Like, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, it wasn't it wasn't memorable. It is comic book accurate as well, but it didn't do nothing for me. I actually legit own the DVD behind me back here, and it's still in the plastic. So carry on.
All right, what's next?
At number 10, we have Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix. Not a popular pick for a lot of people.
No, it was set up for failure from the jump.
I watched this one on bootleg. I go to the theater. What?
I actually just watched this film on HBO Max not too long ago, and
What about it did you not like?
one thing I did not like about these films in a newer James McAvoy films, and this has nothing to do with his grade. It first of all, this film seemed like two different movies.
Mm,
Um, I think it was. This is kind of the Justice League problem too. It was supposed to set up. It was supposed to be a two-movie arc, and it's really supposed to tell the story out. But since the acquisition of Disney, of course, they rushed it out just to wrap it up because it was the last one
yeah.
officially. Even though New Mutants is like legit the last one, this was the last one. This
The
wrapped
last,
everything up.
the last CD out of your
Yeah.
5 CD deal. Saw
Hmm.
trash. Just so you can get
Yeah.
that deal.
This is the Tony Yayo G unit. This is um Jennifer, she didn't care about being Mystique, so that's why she got dropped. This wasn't good.
This ain't the Lloyd Banks.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Tony Yayo.
The best thing about this film was I got to see my homegirl Dazzler sing for 5 minutes, and then that was it. Yeah, maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh, but I think that's a fair rating. Number 10. Then again,
Yeah.
number 12. I think that's fair rating. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't it wasn't the worst. The worst is X Men Origins, but it wasn't. It just wasn't a good movie, and that's
Yeah,
that.
there wasn't a lot out of this that I took out. I feel like in every film, the one character they get right in every one of these iterations is Magneto. Old Magneto, young Magneto is a dog. Like I feel
That,
like they
as it
cast the
should be.
old Magneto great, they cast the young Magneto great,
Mhm.
and he carries all of the movies. But he wasn't enough.
Every single one, and it wasn't a lot of them in there.
Yeah,
You need it. You need a lot of Magneto, and I think they really should. I really think they should have came around and focused more on Magneto as the villain. They should have
yeah,
did a Dark Phoenix storyline. As
yeah.
they I don't know how you skip it, even though it's really loved, but
Very
it
true.
doesn't work.
I'm all for a Magneto movie, like just straight Magneto.
Hmm.
Like, they always do the recast and stuff like that. But I mean,
Yeah.
my man who played Magneto, he was it. He did a good job.
Michael Fassbender, I believe that's his name.
You saw the passion and everything. Like he had a good. I liked him.
And he tried to be good too. And that's the thing about Magneto. Magneto
He wasn't bothering nobody.
That's the thing about Magneto. Magneto tries to mind his business.
I was just chilling out here in this open field by myself, man, little community. Y'all just want to keep messing with me.
They do, and look what happened. Y'all better stop messing with him.
All right, what's next?
At number 9, I have X-Men: The Last Stand. Came out in 2005, 2006.
Oh.
This was supposed to be. This was the ending. This was the original Dark Phoenix saga. I
don't remember this shit.
You don't remember this? This is the one where they had the cure for the mutants, and this is the one with the Juggernaut.
You don't know who I am?
Yeah, and that was popular too. I'm the Juggernaut bitch. That was hot for a minute, man.
That was popular when we was in middle school. And then
that's why they did it. That's why they did it. It was hot.
Charles,
I'm on your head. Oh, get out my head, Charles.
Get out my head, Charles.
But yeah, man, like this movie, it's number 9 for a reason. It was enjoyable at the time of watching it. All of these movies we didn't have. I mean, you gotta understand this is 2 years before X-Men, so I have nothing really to base this off of.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the first X-Men prior to this. It wasn't X2 prior to this, but it was something to watch. They didn't do justice to Cyclops. They played Cyclops wrong. They did Cyclops wrong the whole
those first 3 movies. They did Rogue just ridiculous.
Rogue. There's an interesting thing about Rogue. Rogue doesn't get her abilities until she runs into Captain Marvel. So
they did Rogue. She was my favorite character growing up because she had a boy. But she was my favorite character, bro.
Rogue couldn't, but then it didn't make sense for that either. Like Rogue couldn't do the Rogue things. I don't think Rogue needed to be in any of these movies.
She was so pointless.
She was wildly pointless. She was such a man.
She wasn't she wasn't a Southern Belle or nothing. She ain't called nobody sugar.
She didn't call nobody sugar. That was actually more of a letdown than I thought.
Like Rogue and Gambit, bro, those are my 2 favorites from the cartoons, and to see their depiction like horribly, drastically just diminished to nothing, it just made them all worse. Because that Rogue, Gambit, Wolverine kind of dichotomy, I loved it, man. Because Wolverine always shit on Gambit. Gambit was trying to get on Rogue. Rogue wouldn't give him the time of day.
Gambit was just trying to get something, man. He looking at Jim. Come on, more than me. More than me. Well, shit.
More than me. Come on, Chef.
No, what a Gambit got to do now?
The Gambit got to do. Come on, Chef. You know you can't touch me.
Hey, you ever seen the one when Jean Grey was making like a turkey and Gambit tried to taste the food? He got mad because there wasn't no seasoning on it. Gambit was as Creole as they come.
Oh, what are we gonna do? Ain't no
way. He started. What is this?
What is this?
God,
man, I remember the animated series. They gave him 1 episode, 1 dedicated episode where he had to go back home because he was
I remember that.
Married, and the girl was crazy.
Wasn't that because he's with all them people? Was that the Hellfire Club?
Yeah, he had to go. He left all the other X-Men. He got to go back home. To go back and handle stuff at home. One of his old booze was going crazy, and then she took away his powers, and then she tried to marry him, and then Rogue came. Oh no, sugar, you ain't gonna take my man. And she just came out that boy beating everybody down.
They really dropped the ball on the spinoff. That they really dropped the ball on the spinoff.
It's like, come on, Chad, I didn't know you cared.
I think it was today the guy that played Cyclops passed.
Who?
And the guy that played Cyclops in the animated series.
Oh,
I
okay.
think he just passed today.
Dang. R.I.P. That.
What else? So which one? That was X-Men: The Last Stand. At number 8, I have X-Men: Apocalypse.
X-Men Apocalypse.
Now I understand if this is probably
Didn't we do this one already?
lower on somebody's list.
Okay. X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah.
So this one had a long intro with Apocalypse being Egyptian and powerful, and they put him in a box, and then the box got open, and now he's looking for horsemen to take powers and all this other stuff.
That actually sounds like the plot for Power Rangers when Rita got out that after 10,000 years I'm free. Which is also funny because Apocalypse looks like Ivan Ooze too.
He was a mix of both of them. That's where they got it from. I remember when this first came out. His first headshot, everybody was crushing. It was like just Ivan Ooze.
It is Ivan Ooze.
Like they had to go back and change him, like they did Sonic. They had to go back and reformulate him so everybody wouldn't like crap on him.
I know this X-Men, but I do just gotta say something about this Sonic stuff. What they did to Sonic was devilish.
Was what?
Devilish. They needed to go back and fix Sonic.
Oh yeah. That was. I mean,
I don't know what group thought that was okay.
I don't know who thought that was okay.
I don't know what group thought that was okay.
Like
that's the shit nightmares I made for him.
Could you imagine kids' toys with that?
That was scary.
That was scary. They did a good job, though. Like the Sonic movie, it didn't suck. I fell asleep on it in the theater. Oh yeah, I was done. My kids watched it. I was asleep.
Nobody else peeped it. Did you see Knuckles or the people who look like Knuckles at the beginning? Because nobody else saw it but me.
I gotta rewatch it. I only seen it once.
I saw it once, but I was like, the things look like Knuckles.
It might have been play homage.
But it was a whole bunch of them. Like it was a group of Knuckles. Like Knuckles is the only Knuckles that look like Knuckles. It's a bunch of Knuckleses.
I would think so. I don't put a past them to put homage in like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't that at the end?
Yeah, it's at the end.
Yeah, I saw that on YouTube. I definitely didn't see it in the theaters.
That was kind of cool.
I fell asleep when he lost all his rings. I was done. I fell asleep after
that. Yeah, so would he.
But all right, so X-Men Apocalypse, Apocalypse comes back like Reed Repulsive. After 10,000 years, he's free. It's time to conquer Earth.
Yeah, he gathers it, and that's funny too because he gathers his group. He gathers his 4 horsemen. Gathers Magneto, Angel, Psylocke, and Storm as his 4 horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Another shot at Gambit.
Another shot at Gambit.
Should have been a horseman.
Yeah, I don't like. This is one thing I don't like about. I don't know if it's a Jennifer Lawrence thing or a Mystique thing. Maybe it's a little bit of both. I don't have anything against Jennifer Lawrence, but I feel like Jennifer Lawrence has that thing that The Rock kind of does. And I love The Rock, but The Rock rocks a lot of his movie roles. And Jennifer Lawrence is a lot of her movie roles. I know I'm using their names as verbs, but like, she's supposed to be blue.
Coach, can you stop doing that, please? Can you stop doing the Jennifer Lawrence thing?
Like Jennifer Lawrence, if you're gonna be the character, if you're gonna be the character, be the character. You clearly just be the character. Just be, but she can't even do that. She just got to be Jennifer Lawrence. That makes me mad. Don't do this. Don't half-ass it. You do it correctly.
I did like the Mystique. I did like that Mystique. I think it's better than the. What's her long ass name?
The first one?
Yeah, old girl. What's her name? Stamos. Rebecca Romijn Stamos. I feel like the Rebecca Romijn Stamos one was way more sexier, but that one, the Jennifer Lawrence, she had a good arc though. Like she had a story.
She don't need an arc. She don't need an arc. You're Mystique. You're an assassin. You're an evil Black Widow. You don't need an arc.
Black
Why did,
Widow about to get an arc.
yeah,
Yeah, you
because
saying she don't need an arc.
maybe I said that wrong. Nobody
I
cared
like
about
it. I
Mystique.
like the touch because it like
I didn't like it.
why she just pops up and be bad. You gotta have a reason of why she was bad and why she the way she is, and like she got somewhat of a humanity part inside of her.
There was no somewhat. She was a legit member of the X-Men. She didn't even try to go like as an anti-hero. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like her as Mystique at all.
Okay.
She could be Red Sparrow.
All right. What's next?
What's this? This puts us at number 7. We're almost at the halfway mark at number 7. See, the next 7 and up, these movies were mediocre to me. The next few, it wasn't bad at all. I really enjoyed these movies, but some were better than the others. But at number 7, I have X2. I thought X2 was really good. That first 5 minutes of the first 5 minutes of that whole movie puts it at number 7 easily by itself. Look at that. Look at her. It's a way better Mystique. She has a purpose of being evil.
I don't remember this shit. All right. What's next?
You don't remember it?
I don't remember this shit.
This is the one where Nightcrawler broke into the White House and went through the entire White House security staff just to get to the president. And he damn near did.
Gotcha. Okay.
Actually, it says right at that plot, at the White House, a brainwashed teleporter mutant Nightcrawler.
This is where Jean dies, right?
This is where Jean dies, but you had that dog ass scene with Wolverine, where this is the Stryker one. This is where
How many times they recast Stryker? Jeez.
this is the first one. This is the first one. This is the one where they tried to kidnap the kids from the original team was gone. The only person that was there was Wolverine and Colossus.
Can I ask you something that I never got?
Yeah.
I don't even know if this is this movie. It might be because we started talking about Stryker. Which one? So what was the kid with the different color eyes?
That's Stryker's kid.
What was his purpose? Did that never get flushed out?
He was a mutant. And Stryker's kid is actually in the Days of Futures Past.
Okay. That's the question I always want to know.
Yeah. This is the one. This is probably one of the best Wolverine scenes ever. Is when he had to he took down that entire army that broke into the house, and then he jumped from the balcony, and they took him out. Yeah, this was a good ass movie. Actually, this one bad at all. Actually,
I'll go back and watch X2 then. Okay.
Yeah, X2 was pretty good. At number 6 on the way up, I got the original X-Men.
OG 2000.
The OG, yeah, this one that set it off.
Man, I remember this came out. This came out freshman year.
Were we freshmen? I thought I was in 8th grade when this came out.
8th
or 9th grade, same difference.
2000?
I feel like I was in 8th grade though. I remember going to watch it.
What month in 2000?
I
think here release date July 2000. So yeah,
okay, we were going to 9th grade.
We were going into
Okay, that's why I remember.
Came out summer vacation going into high school.
Bro, look at that budget right there. It's at $75 million. At the box office, they made close to $300 million.
Can't make no movie for $75 million no more.
Damn sure.
Not no superhero movie.
Not even a little. That's a catering budget.
Right.
But yeah, the OG X-Men, the thing that originally kicked it off, man. They the ones that laid the solid foundation. I think this is where this is actually my rating system. It can only go worse or get better, and I thought this movie was pretty steady.
I never knew that. They say Beast and Nightcrawler were deleted over budget concerns from Fox.
Yeah,
Beast supposed to be in the movie. Wow,
I didn't know that. That's actually interesting enough, and I could understand that. You got Fraser Crane being blue all the time. Nightcrawler would have been really expensive because you had to have him teleport all over the time. Actually, yeah, if their budget is $75 million, I can understand why.
Nightcrawler was $75 million.
You really can't. You
You just
really
got to
can't.
fill them in different spots. All right, cut. Move over here.
Yeah.
Move over here. Like,
Actually,
hey,
I think that's a really good. But it was funny because if they were, so they already been thinking about Nightcrawler and Beast uh, beforehand too. That's
yeah.
really interesting
I don't
because they
know.
were.
I've never been a Beast fan. He's been too like reserved for me. And your name is Beast.
I think you need that though for all of your heroes can sit there and fight. I like the fact that Beast has the ability to fight, but I like that Fraser Crane played him too because Fraser Crane he didn't hide. That's one thing I
Maybe
did.
I need a musical.
One of the best shows of all time, no argument. But Fraser Crane, when Beast was blue, he showed him as Beast, but he showed that he was clearly a mutant. But like he had nothing but love. He had a like a Martin Luther King kind of aspect to him. He had nothing but love, and he was fighting for a mutant cause. He's like, look, we're not all trying to be out here killing y'all, and they're like, we're this civil, and he's fighting for their rights as Beast, as in the other guy who played Beast.
Yeah.
He kept hiding, but he was fighting. He was fighting in the court system, and
Oh
that's
man, yeah. I forgot they made Iceman a teenager. That was horrible.
I forgot Iceman was in there, and Iceman didn't really show up to be Iceman until what?
Iceman is an OG, bro.
He is an
Like
OG.
you made him a teenager.
That's actually one of Spider-Man's best friends too, which is funny. Bobby
Yeah,
Drake.
this rogue was whack. They didn't even do nothing with the Robert Kelly. Like
Nope,
they didn't
none
do
with Robert
nothing with
Kelly.
him.
Cyclops was cool in this one. This was one of the best Cyclops ones.
Yeah,
Uh,
he was smooth.
he
He
was,
was
but
smooth.
he definitely declined. Storm was good.
Yeah,
Magneto was good. He was old as hell, but he was good.
he was
But
old as hell, but he was good.
yeah, but he was coming from the Holocaust, so like, and that's what this they're pretty much based off of. So I get
Great
it.
backstory. Great backstory on Magneto. Like
Rebecca
I
Horn.
remember that scene. Like Mama. And him pulling
Hmm.
the whole like that was a good scene.
Yeah, Toad. I forgot Toad was in here.
Yeah,
Yeah, this movie was pretty solid. That's why I got number
they
six.
tried to make the young what is it, the Brotherhood, but it
Brotherhood Evil
didn't.
Mutants.
Yeah,
This movie was pretty solid.
I remember that scene. I remember the scene where they was in the Statue of Liberty and they were stuck up against the wall, and my man had to stab himself to get free.
hmm
Yeah, that was a good scene.
and he got a healing factor too, so it really don't matter if he stab himself to get free. I mean, and Magneto,
Right.
you know that. Yeah, this movie was pretty damn good. After I really think about it,
This was like legit the first real kind of superhero movie.
it was our first real group superhero movie. We haven't
Yep.
had anything like it at the
Yep.
time. All right, so what are we at? Top five?
So that leaves you with First Class, Deadpool, Deadpool 2, and Logan. All right, let's see who's on the upper echelon. Top five.
At number 5, I got Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2. This is the Colossus Deadpool.
I really
Cable.
enjoyed this. I love this movie.
Black Domino.
Yeah, you got Domino, you got Colossus, you got Thanos. Cable. The time jumping aspect at the back of it was hilarious. Deadpool fighting with a purpose. They built it as the marketing for Deadpool 2 was built as a family film, which essentially what it was. The Juggernaut
Did this
surprise.
come out on Valentine's Day?
No, that was the other one. They built that as a love story.
Yeah, okay.
So they're marketing, like the marketing team for Deadpool. Well, probably let me rephrase that. Ryan Reynolds is the marketing team for Deadpool.
There
Ryan
would be no
Reynolds,
franchise without Ryan Reynolds.
it really isn't. He probably is the reason it leaked.
Probably did it. He probably sent himself.
I'm sure he did. It was too good. It was too good. Like, why didn't he want to do that? It was way too good. Yeah, and then this movie was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. It's not the absolute strongest. It was hilarious to me. It was exactly what you wanted out of Deadpool. Something kind of crazy. He's making fun of himself. It made a bunch of money. It was good.
Deadpool, I mean, you can never really go wrong with him. A character that can look at the camera and have a conversation. I remember
It's right up my wheelhouse.
what was the girl's name? The teenage. What was her name? The Negasonic teenage warhead. I was like, that's
names
a
of all time.
crazy ass name, bro. Negasonic, bro.
Do you want to hear a funny thing about that though?
What's up?
They Disney actually owned the name Negasonic Teenage Warhead, and they traded it with they traded the likenesses. So they gave Fox Negasonic Teenage Warhead, and then they gave Disney, I forget his name, but the actual planet from the Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, the guy that played Star Lord's dad.
Mm-hmm.
They gave them that.
What was it? Wasn't
I
it
can't
like
think of his name.
it was something short, like
But
him or something like that?
no, it wasn't him
It was
because he's a living. It was something the living planet because he is essentially a living planet, which he was.
Star Wars.
Like, we can Google it real quick, but that was at number 5. I had Deadpool at the Deadpool tool at number 5. So top
Ego.
4, Ego. Yes, they gave him Ego. Ego, the living planet.
Yeah. I
Um,
think it was something short. Yeah, I like this one. One of my favorite scenes. It was like, it's all these people in this big house, and you're the only one that's here. Like, you're the only
oh yeah, I
one.
forgot. I forgot about that. I forgot that they had this, and then they brought all of them sitting right there. It's like
That
he's
was
like,
hilarious.
what do you say? It's like the studio doesn't even want you to succeed.
Right. Right. You only have budget for one. Just don't.
But yeah, that was hilarious too. Yeah, the kid. Um,
Yeah, this was a decent movie. I
yeah,
love
that
it.
was really good. That's
There
why
was a
it's
lot
up
of
there.
randoms. It was a lot of randoms in it, but like
A lot of the X Force. They were legit X Force characters. They were like
had a guy that wasn't really a superhero. He was just on the team as a regular guy.
he's the only one that lived. So
It was like, okay, you can go home now. Like, there's nothing really
right.
to contribute here.
That's what made it funny. But that all of those characters were like legit characters. They were deep cut like characters, but they were real. Uh that's why I was in the top 5. So it was really good. Number 4, I have X-Men Days of Futures Past.
Mm.
Um I thought that was a pretty good film. It was a common it was a collective of bringing together the Bryan Singer films with the newer films. James McAvoy. It was both Magnetos. The premise of this film was where Wolverine had to go back in time. I guess it picks up after the Wolverine, where they when they got Wolverine out of that airport. So go back in time to stop the one guy from making all of the Sentinels.
Now, like the premise of it, is it legit? Can Kitty really do that in real life? I just thought
That,
she just faced the wall.
no, she do a whole bunch of stuff. That particular, see, that's another thing too. They really dropped the ball with Kitty too. They just have her running through Raws, running from the jungle, and then next time we see her, she's taking people back in the future. It doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
it seemed like a big leap to me.
If you, yeah, it's some stuff has to be explained, but that wasn't explained. But also, it was in the future, so yes, she can do that. Um,
They did this wrong too.
who
Bishop.
Bishop? Oh, I
Oh,
forgot he was in there.
oh my God. I listen. Iconic. Bishop is Bishop and Cable are two sides of the same coin.
I always thought they were brothers when I was watching the show. They
Oh
look the same.
man, they look. It was like they just built the same nigga, just used the brown crayon.
I'm like, they look the same. They got the same stuff on. They use a gun. It's the same person.
Yeah, it was the same person, bro. And y'all played Bishop to the left on this.
They did play Bishop to the left. But other than that, it was a good movie. I
Yeah,
like that it brought everything together. Um,
I
yeah,
think they would do well.
it was a reason for it. Yeah, I think this was the first.
This is Quicksilver's first
Yeah, this is the
appearance.
first Quicksilver. That was a
Yeah,
bad motherfucking scene,
yeah,
man.
it was dope.
That was a bad motherfucking scene.
It was dope.
So yeah, they had everybody in here. This had a lot of X-Men in there. This is one of their most popular books too.
He was getting everybody out that drink.
There's a theory online where which actually makes sense uh that the Scarlet Witch is going to bring the Scarlet. There's a comic called House of X,
Mhm.
and that is it's pretty much when Scarlet Witch turns into like the Scarlet Witch. She's back because she isn't a Scarlet Witch yet, but the idea is that she's gonna bring in the films that she's going to bring all of these X-Men together because they're in a different universe. The Scarlet Witch is going to bring all the X-Men together. Since her brother is dead, she's going to bring in this Quicksilver as her brother. That's the theory because the House of M is the end of all mutants, but I think they're going to use the House of M for the movies as the beginning of mutants, which makes sense because she can bend like Doctor Strange. She could bring merged realities. She's one of the strongest, that if not the strongest in the MCU. I think she's the strongest in the MCU.
Okay.
I mean, she's the only one that went one on one with Thanos and had a legit fighting chance. She was saving her boyfriend and fighting Thanos at the same time. She's the reason Thanos had the brain ring. She bad. She out cold. And she's also the only one where they really don't know where her powers came from. Everyone else in the MCU is some version of humanoid. Black Panther has to drink the stuff. Iron Man, we know why Captain America used the science experiment. Iron Man just uses brain. Uh,
Alt gamma rays.
Hawk gamma rays. I still don't know why Hawkeye can't miss. Other than that,
That was the saddest scene ever. I mean, when he lost his family.
they'd have to open with that. Hawkeye is so cold though. But
I would become an assassin too.
Hawkeye's cold.
Set around my whole family go like, hey, I just gotta kill people.
Yeah, they really. I really wish they would have done more of Hawkeye. I know he has a show coming out with Kate, but that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about that later.
All right, top three.
Top three.
Number three. First class Deadpool Logan. Who's number three?
Who do you think?
First class.
You're right. I think it's pretty easy at this point. That's been first class. It's a brand new beginning of how they all came together from way back in the day. How they all met. Bringing Charles and Magneto together before they split out. Yeah, good movie. It was good. It's one of the better. It was better for. It was an actual origin story because when X-Men has already existed. When we watched the original X-Men, the one back in 2000, this one explains why they are, like why it's been around, like we're watching them from the beginning. So it was pretty good. That's why it's number three. I thought it was really good.
Well,
all right. At number two, I got Deadpool.
Original
Deadpool.
This was the one that came out.
The one that wasn't supposed to be.
This movie was refreshing.
This movie was refreshing because it hasn't been done before. It was. This movie is the best example of having our cake and eating it too. The budget was that 58 million or 68 million?
Yeah.
And look at the box office. This is what happens when you give people what they want.
Francis. His name was Francis. Ajax. That was hilarious.
I mean, even look at just look at the characters. Look at the characters. You have Ajax. You have Angel Dust. You have Weasel. You had Negasonic Teenage Warhead. The only one I really known was Colossus. I didn't know Ajax. I didn't know Weasel. I don't know who that is. Still don't know who that is. I know it's T.J. Miller, but I just don't know who.
Yeah, I didn't know his name was Weasel.
Yeah.
He was just a dude that was in the bar that helped him figure out shit.
Yeah.
This movie was all Ryan Reynolds.
1,000%.
It was all Ryan
1,000%. So yeah, this movie was perfection, and I kind of wanted to put a number one, but I can't put. I just can't do it, and it's kind of funny because it kind of comes full circle because the absolute worst X-Men film of all time and the best X-Men film of all time is the same, is one another.
Did you have both his first movies that last and second to last?
Dude, I didn't have it. They had it. They were sucked. I'm just. They weren't good.
Logan was good. I like Logan.
Logan was 10 out of 10 perfection.
Rated R Logan. Everybody wanted that.
Logan X-23. A good swan song for Logan, based off the old man Logan storyline.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was
Great action, great plot. You know,
it was perfect.
him still taking care of Charles.
After Charles killed everybody.
Right. Yep. So it was. I mean, it was a good. I liked it. I did like it.
Yeah. It was perfect.
All right. Well, that's it. That's the ranking, as say so the professional.
Not a professional, just a fan.
The professional. All right. Well, that's it, man. I appreciate your input. Any last words?
No, I just enjoying this. Once again, just want to give big thank you to Chadwick Boseman for inspiring all of us. There's definitely a gap missing, and I want to say all the cliche stuff. You know what they wonder what it is, but is really do those things, cherish the days, and all of that other stuff. So that's really all I got.
Yeah. Next week we'll come with a little more fervor, but for right now, it is what it is. Everybody's kind of mourning the death of the king.
Yeah.
So if you like the list, make sure you comment below. If you got a different list, make sure you comment as well. Hit us up on our Twitters and Instagrams if there's a topic that you want to discuss, or if you got something you want to say, or if you want to be part of the show, or if you want to stream the show. We got it, baby.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what people have as their list. I love lists. I think everything needs to be ranked. I don't care what it is.
Everything needs to be ranked. All right. Well, like I said, man, make sure you guys subscribe to the Black Pillars YouTube channel, what you're watching this on right now. If you subscribe, you put yourself in a raffle for the first 50 followers, first 50 subscribers to get a $50 gift card. Make sure you share.
That's
That
50.
way, huh?
That's $50.
$50, bro. I don't know how passionate. But just go ahead and do it, bro. It's well worth it. We're gonna get you lots of content. If you love this video, you'll love all the other videos that I'll be putting up this week. I just dropped a new video today, so make sure you subscribe to it and trigger that notification bell. That way, you know every time we go live or when a video has dropped. All right,
Hit that button.
hit that button, and then you can also hit us up at Black Pillars Media Group or blackpillarsmg@gmail.com if you want to be a sponsor or have any kind of partnership, or you can message me there, or you can go to Black Pillars on Instagram at Black Pillars Media. All right, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
Have a good day,
Take
and
care.
we'll see you guys next week.